everyone knows that Protoss do dominates like the GM kind of range. It's very. I mean, I say all you have to do is like look at the Open Cups, right? Look at like every week, like ESL Open Cup Europe, ESL Open Cup Americas, Sparkling Tuna Cup, TTT, all the Protoss representation. That's how it is. But here we go. We're getting into our next series. We're getting into our quarterfinals match, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg. Representing Gaimin Gladiators, it is SHIN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Genji Esports. It is Trap. The other G team, the other one. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. Get your gambler going. Predictions are finally open. I apologize for missing the predictions in the last couple of series, but now they are open, now they are live, and you can get your gambler going. You can predict on who you think will take the series. As a reminder, SHIN did lose last night, or I should say Trap did win last night, did take the series in the ZvP Monday, but now SHIN has a chance at revenge. Now we have the rematch, and we'll see how this goes. We shall see. I think they're all casting Gimme Her versus Solar. No, is no one casting Beyond Estrella? Mate. Like, I feel like there's a lot of hype around Beyond Estrella. Yo, what's wrong with what's happening with the casters? Ay. Like, Beyond versus Estrella is gonna be quite close, I feel. Like, if I could cast everything, I would. If I could, I would. Yeah. As I believe we are the only English casters in this series as well. So usually we all do our best to spread out. Usually, but it's all good. I think actually someone said Hapsaya. Yeah, Hapsaya. I think Hapsaya might be casting Estrella. Maybe. For now though, we're settling in. Is going to be a hatch gas pool. SHIN forces take the unnatural natural here on the right hand side. Meanwhile, Trap back at home and Gate expand. Gate expand here from Trap. As we settle into this, SHIN of course is typically a much more unorthodox player in this matchup. He's very aggressive. Just for a bit of a tease, we saw that last night, SHIN, he did go Swarm Host. Did go for a more heavy Swarm Host style as well. Willing to spice things up whenever he sees an opportunity. Can commit into Lingbane Hydra, into rushing into Lurkers, can go into Ultras instead. We'll get there. For now, Stargate. This is going to be a Stargate opener out of Trap. We will be expecting this every game of this series. Just Gate expand, into Stargate, into Triple Oracle, into a third. Really, it's going to be on the Zerg player to mix things up instead and to try to come up with an answer, a solution that is the problem that is Trap. Let's go. Let us go. Trappy does move out with his two Adepts. Going to be threatening a Shade in towards the third. And won't quite get the Tumor. Tumor survives. Adepts are being forced back. Lings, they do slip into the mineral line, but last they don't get much done. They're cleaned up by the probes. Nice control out of Trap. Didn't lose a worker there. And now we can expand. Now we can take his third. Adepts, they also race back home, so they're going to be in position to protect the expansion. Oracle gets across the map. Queens are in position. Queens are ready for this despite that. 2-3 drones go down. Very nicely done. 3 drone kills. Oracle escapes with a decent amount of HP. Will be able to regenerate those shields. Backs off and can meet up with the other Oracle. As the second Oracle has arrived. They can meet up. They can one-shot drones. SHIN back at home. Getting into his own spores. Should be ready for this. Has a spore for each mineral line. Queen's getting in position as well. It's going to be on SHIN to minimize losses. On Trap to find some transferring workers or even some nice pickups. Gets a Tumor. Goes to the Queen. Is there a transfuse? There is not, but the Queen will survive. Does pull back in time. Gets one more drone here in the main. Backs up. Oracles do get out. And behind this, we have a standard transition. It's going to be a Forge and a Twilight Council. +1 and Blink is going to be on the horizon for Trap. So standard follow-up. SHIN behind this, getting to a safety Roach Warren. So for the time being, it looks like Roach Ravager play for SHIN. Could have skipped this. Could have tried to go into Hive, sorry, into Lair Tech, into Hydras. But for now, he's playing safe. He's playing it safe. Lair now on the way. The 5-minute mark. Getting into his tech, getting into his upgrades. Just trying to keep up here with the Oracles. Has one. Oh, and the Queen goes down as well. Oh my god. The Queen does fall. Massive pick off here for a trap. Gets a drone, gets a Queen, backs up. Shin, meanwhile, resaturating, redroning. Should be working towards a 4th expansion. Ooh, and Shin, he does sneak out across the map with these Lings. Does skirt around the right-hand side, going towards a 3rd. At the same time, Trap moving through the center. Ooh, does delay the 4th. Good pick off. Lings, they do hit the 3rd base. Trap out of position. Shield battery goes down. Pylons under fire. Trap, he doesn't respond with his main army, which means he will lose the pylons. Yeah, 1, 2 pylons go down. Zealots as well. This is actually a really efficient pickoff here from Shin. Doesn't kill many workers, but good damage nonetheless. Oh, meanwhile, Trap, he does actually just dive on the 4th. Yeah, very patient play with this main army. Very disciplined play, I should say. Does move out. Denies the 4th base. Massive pickoff. Keeping Shin contained on 3 bases. Shin does counterattack, but there's the recall, and Trap is in position. Trap is ready. Lings, they don't get much done. Shin taking up into an infestation pit. Interesting. Now, I did mention Swarmhost earlier, how Shin did play Swarmhost last night. Is he willing to do it here as well? I mean, I don't see a Hydra Den yet. Just Roaches and Lings, so Swarmhosts are definitely on the table. They're on the table. I don't want to commit to saying that he's going into it, but I mean, it's an option. Otherwise, this could just be for a fast Hive. Could be for a Hive into Vibrotech. Ooh, 1 Oracle finally goes down. Trap, he does fly too close to the sun. Does get burned. Lings, they threaten the 3rd. The last Trap is in position. Infestation bit is done. Where are we headed? There it is! Swarm, let's go! 2 tournaments in a row. Swarm hosts are on the way here for Shin. So glad I did bring it up. Again, Shin did play Swarm host last night. Is doing it here as well this morning. Is going for actually a much heavier Swarm host commitment. 15 Swarm hosts, and more importantly, no Nidus. No Nidus for him yet, so Swarm hosts are going to have to walk across the map. Lay siege upon some of these bases. We'll see if Trap can keep up. Here we go. Here we go. Trap does attempt to take a 4th base, expanding on the left-hand side. Ling run by. We'll get eyes on this. We'll confirm. Stasis traps going off. Very nice stasis traps. Catching out most of the Lings. Where Ravager gets spotted. Swarmers on the right-hand side. Trappy gets distracted. His army dragged out of position. And the Swarmers, they're going for the 3rd. They're going for the 3rd base. And with this many Locusts, they can go, they can kill it. Ooh, oh my god, but the Storms! Yeah, brutal Storms here. They shut down the Locust Wave. Locust Wave does nothing. Gets 5 probes. Very nice defense out of Trap. At the same time, Shin trying to push towards the left-hand side, but Trap, he's ready for this. Another Storm. Yeah, he has plenty of Storms. Miles, they don't connect. Ravager gets targeted down. Locust Wave is almost ready, but now Trap is on notice. And I mean, with the help of Energy Overcharge, he should have Storms ready for this. Even Trap being proactive, looking for those Storm Hosts. Doesn't quite find them. Shin going for a split push. Little Locusts going down to the Stalkers. They go for the Mineral Line. Well, Storm does connect. Locusts, they trade with the Cannons. Cannons, they buy time. 5 probes go down. But Trap is holding. Trappy's holding on. Shin still maxed out. Shin is transitioning into Hive, into Lurkers. These Lurkers, they haven't paid for themselves yet. Again, this is a big investment for Shin. He's gotten 10 probes so far. 5 and 5. Shin rotates with his entire army. Trap does as well. Trappy's only got 3 High Templar. He's only going to have 1 Storm. Uh-oh. Trappy might be running out of Storms. Locals say they're going for the Nexus. Storm does connect, but the Nexus still goes down. Finally, the base falls. Shin gaining value. He's still keeping Trap at home. Now Trap's economy has been impacted. And over time, Trap is being pulled apart. Can Shin pull this off? Oh god. Oh god. Storm connects. Gets a cannon. Fleet Beacon's on the way. Trappy's working towards Sky Toss. But there's going to be a massive window here where Shin has lurkers and Sky Toss is not available. So Shin, I think he has done enough here. Looks like coming back in. Stasis goes off. Stasis gets baited. And another cancel, another denial. Yeah, Trappy just cannot sustain himself. Not without a 4th base. Just doesn't have the economy for it. Shin is in the driver's seat. Local waves have been popping off. Now, if you recall, if you were here last night, you would know that Shin was in a similar position where he was crippling the economy, and then Trap went for an all-in. And Trap did kill Shin. Did kill him in the end, but this time there are lurkers. Last time Shin was not quite ready with that. This time there's a wall of lurkers prepared. How many lurkers? 10. Soon to be 11. 11 lurkers. They're ready for the all-in. Trappy does hit the fringe base. We'll get it. Hatchery goes down. Another locust wave. Another counterattack. Does go for the mineral line once again. Roaches a trade well. They take down the Immortal. The Immortal goes down. Workers as well. Trap out of position. He's racing back home. There's another cancel on the 4th. Now, what I will say is that even though this 4th base is being denied over and over again, the High Templar counts has been building up over time. And now Tempests are on the way. So, things are looking bleak for Trap, but just like the previous series that we casted these two face-off in, Trap's goal here is to build up this critical army and eventually overwhelm. Right now, Shin's army is subpar in a head-on fight because of all these Swarm Hosts. But, again, the Lurker count is still looking very healthy. It's a very healthy Lurker count for Shin. So, trying to all-in into this is not going to be easy for Trap. Save hits again. This time there is a cloak. Bottom right goes down. There's a recall. Locust wave is already about to run out anyway. 7 more probes go down. Another 8 probe kills. How many lurkers at this point? 14. Jesus. 14 lurkers. Like, the one chance that Trap is going to have here is if he's able to catch this unburrowed and out of position. If he can, like, set up a surround, come in from multiple angles, storm the army, and collapse on top of these lurkers, and then immediately counterattack, then he can win this, but the stars have to align for Trap. Like, it has to be, like, the perfect engagement. And even then, like, it's not going to be easy. Speaking of, Storm goes off. 1 lurker goes down, does soften them up. Pretty good storm so far. Another lurker falls. Tempest, they can chip away at the army. And this is just a really awkward location for Shin. Locust Wave coming in from the right-hand side. But I worry for this army. Like, I feel like Trap can clean this up. He will lose the base, though. Base goes down. Shin has to get the hell out of here. He has to back up. Trap, he wants to try to intercept. Trap, he wants those lurkers. Is on the chase. And upon losing that expansion, I mean, Trap, he has to commit at this point. Lurkers, they do get home safe and sound. How many lurkers? 12. 12 lurkers. Lurkers are from behind. Oh my god, the surround! Oh, the surround is coming in. The locust. Oh my god, spine shots go off. Those are brutal. Trap has to get the hell out of here. High Templar goes down. Oh my god. And it will lose another High Templar as well, just barely. Yeah, brutal losses there for Trap. Every unit just is that much more impactful. It matters so much. DT warping into the main. Okay, bust into the main base, putting aside defense. Chappie was forced to spend storms earlier. Gets a lurker. Oof. Trappy's down to 6 High Templar. Nice storms on the Hydras there. Local save across the map. Chappie rotates. Oh my god, so many probes go down. Some of that was friendly fire. So the base barely falls as well. A couple of drones are getting caught out. SHIN getting supply block for a moment. 12 overlords on the way. Let's go. How many Tempest will we on? Still 2? 6. Okay, there we go. The other Tempest are on the way. Local save coming in. He wants the High Templar. Up! He dives. And he does get an Immortal. Gets a couple of Stalkers as well. Very clutch Overseers. Overseers, they came in towards the end. Still very tense. Stormers moving out. How many lurkers? 11, soon to be 13. 13 lurkers. Trap pushing in. This time the Corruptor count is looking quite healthy as well. And the Corruptors, they collapse on the Sky Toss. Mothership goes down. Massive pickoff. Gee, that's a lot of Corruptor. Yeah, now SHIN has a more ideal army. Before this, when he was stuck on a more Roach Hydra composition, it was subpar, but now he's got plenty of Corruptors, has anti-air, Locust Wave denies the expansion. Now SHIN can deal with the Tempest. At this point, SHIN just has to maintain his lurker count. Speaking of, yep, more lurkers morphing in. Storm is getting caught out for a moment. Oh, nice Storm. Lurker's going for a counterattack. One lurker does full. Nice stasis traps. Lurkers, they push towards the third. Trap, he has to race back home. He has to deal with this. Without the Corruptors, these Tempests, they can go ham here. Oh, the Corruptors are coming. They're coming. The Corruptors are coming from behind. No supports, no Archons, no Storm. The Tempests, they go down. Massive pickup. I mean, the Lurkers will be cleaned up, but Tempests will fall. Now, that was every Lurker, and now we have to counterattack. We have to send it here and now. It's all or nothing for Trap. 18 Hydras on the way. There are 0 Lurkers for SHIN. A lot of this supply is kind of dead in Corruptor and Stormhost as well. There we go, 4 lurkers on the way. If Trap can get on top of these lurkers, if... Ah, there's the Locust Wave there. Ah, the defensive Locust Wave. SHIN just has to buy time for the lurkers. Not like this. And those first 4 lurkers, they have morphed in. They are done. Oh, 1 lurker goes down. There's 3 left. 3 lurkers on the high ground. Yeah, Trap, he cannot break the natural. Not anymore. He misses window. Goes for the 4th instead. Yeah, just too many lurkers at this point. And SHIN should be fine. Takes down the 4th. But again, shout out to Trap. I mean, there was like a road to victory there. There was a road to win. Oof, collapses in, leads out the Immortals. But that window has since closed. Final third base falls. And now Trappy's running on fumes. The insane army that he once had isn't really there anymore. Down to 1 High Templar. No more Tempest, no more Mothership. And Shin just has to focus on rebuilding his lurker count. Now, Shin can't remax because he's on a low drone count. He's only on 50 workers. It should be enough. Big shot on that one. Trap, he will get the expansion. Hatchery is going to go down. Shin going for a counterattack. Oh my god. Brutal storm. And considering there's only one High Templar, impressive. Archon goes down though. And GG gets called. Trap, he's run out of steam, and Shin will take game number 1. Whew. GG. Shin does take a lead here in the series. Oh my god. Again, a very intense game. Shin, he was, of course, crippling the economy, knocking down base after base. Trap had an opportunity because he had the superior main army, but over time, he did lose a little bit too much there. If you recall, he lost all of his Tempest to the Corruptor. Likewise, there were some big moments where Shin was able to come in with some surrounds, use those Stormhosts defensively instead of offensively. And with that, GG. GG, well played. We're getting into game number 2. Whew. Let's go. Let us go. Oh, why are people talking about Hero Clem and Cyril? What's even happening? Here we go. But now we're getting into game 2. Gonna be on Snowpiercer. Let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Snowpiercer, we have the red Zerg player. The South Korean Zerg representing Gaimin Gladiators leading the series 1-0 after a crazy game 1. It is Shin. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss. Again, showing his tenacity in that last game, fighting to the last for Genji Esports. It is Trap. We go. Oh, hello, drone. And after a very intense game 1, we're now going for a proxy hatchery here in game number 2. Now, we are loading to Snowpiercer. It is a very large map. The largest map, I believe, in the new map pool of the new added maps. So, bold move here for Shin. He is going for a hatchery into hatchery. Okay, so this is not necessarily aggressive. This is just designed to disrupt the economy of Trap. That is the goal. As the drone is going to be lying in wait here, and I imagine poised to dive into the natural base. Never mind. Oh, wait, we're good. There we go. Does dive in, and there is the hatch block. Hatch block is here. As a result, Trap is going to have to pull some workers. There we go, the boys are being pulled. And this does delay the Nexus. This does disrupt the economy, as so many workers are forced off the mineral line. Shin just forcing a more uncomfortable start for Trap. Here we go. So, again, so far doing a great job here at just being an annoyance. That is 8 probes off the mineral line. Oh, even going for the Evo blow. Oh my god. Goes to the Evo chamber as well. Este Shin, again, delays heavily the expansion. Will eventually be brought down. For those that are curious, when specifically a hatchery is cancelled, it actually leaves a little bit of creep. It leaves a little portion of creep, and if you're fast enough, you can actually morph in a building on that creep as well. That's why hatchery into Evo chamber. Shin, he attempted a gas steal. Trap does take it just in time. Does avoid the gas being stolen. And behind this, Shin is just droning. Shin, he's just droning up, saturating his bases. Is making 6lings behind this. He will need them. The one downside here for Shin's build is his gas. His gas income is late, and his link speed is late as well. It is going to be delayed because of the build of choice. Now, this does mean that Adepts can wreak havoc a little bit easier or more easily here. So Shin has to take it seriously. Adept has arrived. Again, without link speed, Shin, he can't really chase the Adept off of creep. So he has to be as careful as possible here to maintain himself. To maintain. Trap is going to be settling in. Stargate's on the way. So once again, Stargate opener into Oracles into a third is what we expect out of Trap. Nothing too crazy, just a standard setup and a standard build. So far, so good. As there's that Stargate into Oracle. Behind this, we should be seeing not just our third base, but taking in towards Blink and +1. Now, we saw Shin make use of Swarm Hosts earlier, and I'll be honest, on a map, on a larger map like Snowpiercer, I do actually prefer something like Swarm Hosts. I do think there's a lot of potential for them, but I don't like the idea of Shin going Swarm Hosts 2 games in a row. I'm not too fond of that. So I would expect to see something else. I mean, that is a much earlier Roach Warren. That was around a 4-minute, if not, what, like 3:40 Roach Warren timing? Jesus. I want to say around 4 minutes. But really early here for Shin, which means we could be seeing something more aggressive. You don't need a Roach Warren this early on without good reason. Especially against a Stargate opener. Lair is on the way. Extra gases. I'm curious if Shin does cut workers earlier on. Like, you can see here, like, the Roach Warren is done. It's not actually making any roaches. Oh, I should say, like, there's nothing for it to really do here, outside of going for an all-in. So, interesting stuff here out of Shin. Maybe he was a little bit paranoid because he did not see the tech. Oracle was revealed, and Ling did invest quite heavily into a Ling Flood. But he has to respect the Adepts. Adepts moving in. They shade towards the natural. Our Lings to defend though. Trap does recall. Which means Trappy will be back at him ready here at the third. And Shin backs off. Ooh, Overlord speed on the way. Do we feel a German taxi? We do. We do. But there we go. Roaches are amassing. Shin, he cuts workers at 45. 45 workers. That is like, what, 2 base saturation. As you can see, the natural isn't even fully saturated. So Shin is going to be committing. He's going for essentially a 2 base all-in. The third is just for Larva. Drop loads are on the way. Roaches are building up as well. And we'll see if Shin can catch Trap off guard. Trap back at home. No shield batteries. Not yet. The Oracles are moving out. Adepts on the right-hand side. Lings will run into the main army. Oh. And Shin, he does catch a sentry. Nice pickup. Pulls away with the Lings. Does pull away. Shin is still building up. Shin getting supply blocked. But upon seeing the army, he is ready for it. And Shin's goal is to shut down the Adepts and then go for a counterattack. Trap, he saw the lack of saturation here at the third. That should be a tell. There we go. Shield batteries are on the way. He knows. He knows what's going on. Throws down a wall of shield batteries. But is it too late? Is it too little too late at this point? Stasis traps on the way. First one gets triggered. Second one behind this. Decent stasis traps. They catch the little Lings. But there's still just a massive wave of army. There we go. The Drop Lords have arrived. The Queens are here. They get dropped in. Queens have arrived. Shield batteries are finishing up, but is there enough of an army? Barely not. Files connect. 12 workers go down. Clutch transfuse on the Queens. They shut down the Oracles. And again, Trap, he saw this. He noticed this a little bit too late. He threw down the shield batteries as the army was already moving out, as it was halfway across the map, and the third base has been broken. Yeah, third base is going to go down. Queens, they held their own. And Shinny's still just rallying across the map. He's taking behind this, into Roach speed, into Evo chambers and +1. But SHIN, he might be able to just break the natural anyway. Oh my god, the Artosis Pylon! Oh my god! Pylon goes down, depowers the Robo. Files, they connect. And Trappy just cannot hold his own. It was a much more intense game 1, but here in game 2, Trap just caught with his pants down. Not like this. Queens are waddling in. Nice target firing on the Ravagers. There's 2 Ravagers left. But despite that, I mean, he has been broken. GG gets called, and SHIN will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. That is also, to be fair, that's also why you do want to, or SHIN did transfer workers despite not even having his natural saturated to make it that much more difficult to scout. Eventually, Trap realized what was going on, but again, by the time he did, it was too little too late. Interestingly enough, Trap, he scouted it with his adepts, not with the oracles. The oracles were not actually being that active. If you remember, the oracles, they weren't really harassing the mineral lines, they weren't harassing the bases. They were instead focusing on just map control and base defense instead. So Trap, he was lacking that crucial information. And with that, even though Trap did defeat SHIN last night in ZvP Monday, this morning, SHIN takes it 2-0. GG. GG, well played. SHIN, he does get his revenge. Again, as we did mention, they do typically go back and forth in series. SHIN and Trap, they do go back and forth. And now we are getting ready for our next matchup. We do have some results coming in, though. Let's catch up. Let us catch up from the